Hello friends, welcome to my channel. So I'm going to be doing a requested video of a stained glass look. Now, this has already been on my to-do list because I had tried this quite a while back and I did not have an appropriate plate for it, so it didn't turn out the best. So I've been wanting to redo it anyway. And so after that request, I've just like, okay, let's do it. So this is a plate I had gotten off of Amazon a while back, Finger Angel XL08, because to me this gave that kind of a vibe for like the stained glass look. I was looking through all the images. It's got flowers and birds, butterflies, dragonfly. But I think I'm gonna go with this image right here because it has hearts. So I figured, well, we're close enough to like Valentine's Day that that'd be neat to do that. So I'm gonna start with picking them up first. That way, while I do the next step, those can be drying. And I don't want a harsh look, so I'm not going to use straight up black. I'm going to go to my favorite Acorn B498, and I'm going to do 4 of them, and I'll explain what I have on my nails currently and all that in just a minute. I feel like I could get a better pickup than that, so I'm going to do it again. And this particular image seems to do the best with that dabbing effect since there are so many fine lines in it. So like tapping, I'm tapping that polish into the grooves. And I also feel like it did best with a roll to the side. So I'll just get them extra pieces off here. Doesn't matter if it's like, because it's kind of turned on that stamper. It's okay because when you stamp it, you just turn the stamper to that direction. Okay, so I'm gonna set them aside so they can dry. And I hope you're all doing well and having a lovely day. Um, The color I have for my base color currently is Paparazzi Glass Ceiling, which kind of goes in with the whole stained glass look. It's got lots of different pretty colors in it. So I decided to go with this one, as to where in the past I had used this one, which is a good base for it, but it was Color Club. My sticker name fell off, so I don't know it, but it was the holographic silver they had. And my store doesn't carry this brand anymore. So any really kind of a color that you want that kind of gives that glassy look or shiny silver look would be just fine. So what I think I'm going to do is, so that it doesn't get too messy yet, I'm going to go ahead to reverse stamp the images. Now, as you can see, the heart's got all the little tiny pieces. So that's what I'll be reverse stamping. The larger pieces around it, I am personally going to let the base color come through for it to give that stained glass look. It's really up to you the way you want it to look, but I'm going to be adding something to the nails, which is going to help that pop more. But we'll do that after the reverse stamping. So for the reverse stamping, you can use any kind of a sheer polish or um, jelly polish. So let me just show you, like, I have Maniology's Rainbow Splash collection. See, there's 6 of them in that. And I'll give you another option here in a second. So like this one is Sunny Day B271. And I haven't decided if I'm going to use all the colors yet or not, but I'm just going to show you. See, it's sheer. This one is Garden Gnome B275. And I feel like some of them's a little bit more sheer than than others. This one is Violet Spectrum, so it'll be the purple one amongst them. This one is Vermillion. So this one's, I don't know, like it's kind of like a more so jelly red than the next one. This one's much more sheer. Kind of got a pinky tint to it. So maybe it's supposed to be considered pink, but it does have red to it to me. And then this one, very pretty color, Poppyseed. And this one to me is kind of quite opaque for being a sheer, considered sheer polish. And then the blue is this one, Ocean Depths. But I had got this set just to do things like this. Also, Maniology a few years ago had come out with a box that was like a stained glass look. I don't have that. But this polish did come in it because they do sell the polishes at a later date separately. So this one's glass B371, which is obviously a much lighter blue than this one. Really depends on what color tone you're wanting. Also, they have this sheer polish, which is Blueberry Blast. And I've had this one for just a little bit, just haven't used it. Or did I use it? I don't think I used it yet, actually. I'm bad about that. I'll get them and plan to do certain things with them, and then they sit there. I know that's terrible, but I still have the plans to use them. I just haven't gotten to them. But that one's a sheer polish. And this one is Bubblegum Swirl. Really pretty little pink. Again, it's still sheer, so that could also be used for this mani. You could even use like LA Colors, I think had some jellies. Um, really don't matter as long as it's a sheer polish or a jelly polish. Because if you do like an opaque one, it's just not going to give that same vibe. Also, should mention these. See how these tops are different and they have a B on them? These mean they're stamping polishes, as to where those other two, like this, and they have a P on them, are just a regular polish. So you can stamp with these, but they're just going to be a sheer stamp overall. But I think this one would probably show up the most. But if you are just going for a sheer look, you know, you can stamp with them. So I'm just going to start with glass, and I'm just going to randomly place the colors within the different hearts. And I'll just kind of basically go through my colors. I'll do one at a time. And I would like be here for 3 hours if I really concentrated on each individual space. So my plan is just to add a little bit here and there. And whatever gets in, it gets in. And what it don't, I'll get with a different color. That's going to be the easiest, fastest way to go about it. And I think for the stained glass look, there's so many things you could do. And I think some people have kind of just different ways that they do it. So just find the way that works best for you or gives that look that you're going for. And I'm certain not all of these are going to make it onto my nail, but just in case, I'm going to go ahead and color them in. And if you don't have, like I said, these specific polishes, it's okay. Just work with what you do have. Y'all know that's the kind of person I am. Like, you don't got to go spending all this extra money. Just get what you can or what you already have and use that. Now, technically, you can, if you wanted to use regular polishes, you can do that. Um, just when they're sheer, it gives a more stained glass effect. But I will tell you what you can do is take your polish, regular polish, mix it with some clear polish, and you can make it into a sheer polish. Now I'm going to go to Sunny Day. And I tell you, the things I wish I used to would have known could have saved me some trouble. Yeah, I think that's super neat. You can make your own sheer polish. Let's see. A little bit more here. Not quite sure how much I was going to go through, so I'm just kind of adding a bit at a time. Okay, now we're going to Vermillion. Now I had a while back picked up I showed it on a video. It was some Sally Hansen jellies. But I feel like, in all honesty, these, and they should be, since they are considered a stamping polish, are more opaque than those. So, depending on what you're going for, some may work better than others. But again, work with what you got, and if you can even just make your own, then that's great. Save that money. I've also got those other 3 nails or stamps to color in, so I don't know why I kept closing my bottle. Well, I mean, I guess that's a good habit, but I already had to get back in there, so. Just trying to make sure I get some color on each one. I was actually trying to say some of each color on each stamp. This one is Violet Spectrum, and this one is a little bit darker than what I was expecting. So let's see how it looks on here. Oh, I apologize. Not even sure what they heard. Okay, now we'll do Poppyseed. So you'll see a difference between this one, I think, than the, oh, put quite a bit, um, than the other ones. So I think now that it's been sitting, I think that one I was talking about earlier is kind of more pink, pink toned than red on here. It's almost got a tint of a purple. Yeah, see that one it definitely shows up. So have you tried this before? Were you happy with how it turned out? Did you use a different method? Because I can learn from others as well. There's always something new to figure out. And if you've never tried reverse stamping, I hope you do, because it gives a calming, peaceful feel. I don't know about y'all, but I could use some of that. Okay, and now I have Garden Gnome. Oh, I shouldn't have put that one close to the blue. I'm trying to put them around colors that, how do I explain that? Say like, okay, I feel like this one will show up better next to the red tone versus the blue tone. But hopefully it won't make much difference. And I meant to think about that as I was doing this and I forgot. And the only thing with trying to make sure you get all the areas is since it won't all fit on the nail, it's like, oh, well, then I wasted that polish. It ain't even gonna make it on there. That's just how I think. I know. Okay, well, this one's blue too, right there. So, but I want some green somewhere else. Just put it here. Kind of looking to see if I've missed any other things. Because I know I got this to finish, so I'll be going back to a different color here in a minute. And each time I change a color, I am cleaning off my brush and my acetone so that I don't mix colors. So now I'm going to go to Ocean Depths and I'll complete the rest of it with this color. And this is the darker blue, which you can see from here. It's dark here and that other blue was much lighter. It actually looks more sapphire on here. Looks darker in the bottle. So they aren't too far apart, except I think the other one, Glass, I think has more of a green tint to it versus just a straight blue. Okay, and again, I'm leaving those larger areas open so that when I do the next step, that will come through. So let's look at this one. So again, you can tell some colors like that kind of pinker tone. Where'd it go? This one here. You can definitely uh, see through it more than the others because it almost looks bare where I put it. But I think it's really pretty. I'm excited, friends. Okay, so I'm going to go and do the rest of them and be back. Okay, got them all done. Look at my pretty little rainbow palette here. So I'll just show you each one. They're the same except one may have one color more so than another. That's the last one. We have this one. And then this is the first one I did with you. Okay, so while those are finishing drying, the next step I'm doing is I'm going to get my hollow shards out, which, let me see if I can read this here. It's crushed NA031. And I had got this from Maniology because I love this, like, they're like a rainbow shards. So I'm open it and show you. And if you get these or anything like it, be careful, don't breathe too hard because it'll go shoo everywhere. Now, I don't really know what it would hurt if you wanted to get glitter from like, like your art supply area or shards or even like a real rainbowy looking glitter polish. I mean, I don't see why that couldn't still work. But I have them, so I'm going to use them. You can either use some kind of a brush, like this is just a little one I have, little sample of one. Um, they come with kind of like a makeup sponge that has like that plastic tip at the end of it. And I don't really know about like washing them off. And so I ended up getting this, which is on Maniology's website. But it's reusable, and that's why I wanted it. Because I can use powders or glitters or whatever I want. And this is like rubber, so you can just rinse it off um, with soap and water or with rubbing alcohol, whatever, and reuse it. So I'm going to use this. I'm going to see if I can get this to stick without adding anything. Now, if you need to add something, you could add your, sticky base coat or clear coat of some sort. So I'm just going to apply this on each nail. Let me move this forward so you can see it. Okay, so I got some on there. Now, some people say you need like a lot of it, but really, to me, I guess it'd be your personal preference if you want more or not, or if you just want a little. Some of it seems to be sticking and some not, so I may need to go ahead and add some kind of a sticky base. So let me get that out and be right back. Okay, so let me just go to my next nail. I'm just going to apply some of that sticky base coat. Because what I want to do personally, I'm only going to do these two right now. Let's see if I can get a little bit. I don't want it to get on the brush. I want to leave some of my nails like this, and then two of them with the stamped images. And this is just Maniology Sticky Base Coat B384. Okay, and you'd basically just go around and apply the amount that you want. Okay, so I'll do the same thing to the others and be right back. Okay, and now you can see what I mean by it's going to be messy. So you can see all those rainbow colors in there. And I figured it'd be better if I just do one hand at a time, or it's going to be even more messy. Okay, I've now applied the sticky base coat onto this nail and this nail because that's the ones I'm going to stamp down on. Just make sure if you do so, wipe your brush off on a napkin before you put it back in the bottle. Or you could just, if you wanted you to use a clear base of any kind, even if it's a top coat or whatever, or like the one I've been using for when I'm doing my reverse stamping, which would be like this one, like, just one you don't, if, don't care about, but also you'd still want to wipe your applicator off. Okay, so let's go ahead and stamp this one on. And yes, I should have put something under here to catch these extra pieces. Don't worry, y'all know I don't like to waste. I'm gonna see what I can do to get that, but trying to get what I can on there, so I was trying to figure the best way to apply it. Okay, so I'll have to peel off these little pieces. Press down the rest of it. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get that other one put on before it dries too much. And that was the reason I wanted to leave some of the larger part open is so you could still see the shards. Okay, and I've decided I'm going to go ahead and apply my smudge-free top coat B382 to the two that are stamped on before I peel off the rest. Now I will be adding another top coat on top of it since it has the shards on there. And while those two are drying, I'm not going to peel them off just yet. I'm going to do my Salon Perfect top coat. Doesn't really, whatever top coat you want to use. I'm going to put this on the other three. I'm trying to do it somewhat thick to keep those shards in place. So that I have enough like to glide over it versus pulling up the shards with it. And then I'll fill them here in a minute and make sure, see if I need to add a second um, coat of this or not. So when these dry, I'll be back. Okay, friends, so I've got the other hand done. I've got cleaned up here. That's the main thing I'll say is just make sure you have something that can catch your little glitters or flaky shards, whatever you use. I'm sure y'all was all hollering at me. I'm sorry, friends, I couldn't hear you. I should have have absolutely put something under there to catch it. Just was not thinking. Um, and then after the smudge free dried and I applied the regular top coat, I did go ahead and go back in with my Insta-Dry top coat. Just because this is a little bit thicker than that other one. So if you have a thick top coat, which I do have somewhere, and I should have used that one, just to get a good, you know, layer over the shards to make sure they stay laid down. So I did do that. So what ended up getting on there is one big heart of each and then pieces of the other, but that's okay. It would probably just depend on what image you were using and if you just wanted to concentrate on the heart itself versus the ones around it. But again, you can't ever always tell what may all get on there unless you know, like look ahead of time and really plan it, but I didn't, of course. But I did want to leave the others with just the shards, just because I think that's pretty too. And I just feel like that having just these two is enough. And I'm sure there's different ways you could do this. This is just the way I've learned, but um, do what works for you. If you find something that's easier or just that you prefer, then I would do that. Again, I think obviously if you used something that was like a super glittery polish would be, not as messy as this, but I do greatly appreciate you watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. Um, I know it's not the best, but it's just the way I do it. And I will list the Maniology products in the description box. And until the next one, have a blessed day, friends. Bye.